This is WFO Radio.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of WFO Radio. I'm Joe Castello, and we have got another 2020 Lucas Oil Series champion, Craig Bourgeois, competition eliminator, one of my favorite categories, and it's just so creative. There's so much going on. He is the champ once again. Back in 2015, he won the world championship, and he won it again. Big final round, Frank Aragona down in Houston, last year's champ and the previous year's champ, battling, and then this year's champ. In the final, we're going to speak with Craig on this show. We're going to delve into everything of the championship season. Many wins, great year, a lot of wheel stands in that A Nostalgia Dragster, and we're going to check in with him just seconds from now. So if you're a fan of Competition Eliminator, and these comp guys, they are always talking about, like, we need more fans and we got to get people to understand, and I agree. I totally agree. We got to get people to understand what's going on with Competition Eliminator. And so we will have Craig on the show, and we're going to delve into Comp Eliminator. If you got a comment or a question, you can throw that up in the Facebook. Those of you watching on Facebook, in our group, which is growing, almost 1,000 people in our group, which is kind of cool since we never promoted it at all. Our Facebook page, we really appreciate you guys watching on Facebook and sharing the show in other groups. YouTube, if you're out there on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell. Our YouTube channel is WFO Radio TV, and you can access everything afterwards on the website. It's going to be great. Want to remind everybody, got some big things happening in the next couple of days. Tomorrow, Thursday, 4 p.m., Don the Snake Prudhomme. Snake going to be on the show, going to talk about the book. We've already got the book up in our WFO Radio store on our website, and it's just an Amazon link, but you can click it and go right through our stuff and see other cool drag racing themed products. But spoke with Snake today. You know you've made it in drag racing when you get a pocket dial from the Snake. That's all I'm saying. And we're super excited about tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Snake going to be on this show. Also want to tell you about the people who make it possible for us to do this show and have great guests on, talking about the folks at Total Seal Piston Rings, the leader in ring seal technology, totalseal.com. We do a podcast for them, and absolutely learning so much about ring seal, the importance of ring seal, honing, torque plates, profilometers, all of that stuff. But what is pretty common is that the best in the business use Total Seal. We really appreciate Matt Hartford and Keith Jones, Lake Speed, that team over there. Also, samtech.edu down there in Houston area, Houston, Texas, the next generation of engine builders and crew members. If you go through CNC programmers, motorsport EFI tuners, if you go through the Samtech curriculum, you're going to be ready for the world, baby. Samtech.edu. Tell them you heard about it on WFO Radio. Also, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, the Dragster Adventure. Frank and Lana Hawley given the opportunity for regular people to drive a dragster. Now, maybe it's not quite as quick or fast as Craig Bourgeois, but you're going to get the gist. And then maybe you're going to go on to become the next champion drag racer because you love it so much. That's what happens. And so check them out at frankhawley.com. And I believe this is a great gift for the holidays to present somebody with a certificate. They're going to Hawley's. They're going to have a great time. Absolutely. Check it out, frankhawley.com. And finally, Marvin Rodak. Marvin Rodak was our guest yesterday. This guy is diehard drag racing fan, but just yesterday we had him on because he knew Chuck Yeager and had personal relationships and hung out with Chuck Yeager. And then we sent him back to roast more coffee for the WFO universe. But it was just great getting so much positive feedback about Marvin and the time that he spent with an icon, Chuck Yeager. And he gave us some great stories yesterday on the show. And I really think that if you're looking for the ultimate gift, like an easy gift, like a quick gift, call Marvin, 817-924-6821, and send some coffee. Certainly works for me. Get a bag of coffee, some hot sauce, some spice rub. He's a grill meister. He's won grilling competitions down there in Fort Worth, Texas. Check him out. Later on in the show, I'll tell you how to get a WFO radio face covering so you can promote the show. Also, our gear is at nitrofishracing.com. But right now, it is time to get into it with our Lucas Oil champion and competition eliminator. He won the world again, and he joins us now, Mr. Craig Bourgeois. Craig, welcome to WFO again. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, super excited to speak with you. We a couple of years back when we were audio only, 2015, we had you on. We talked about your championship back then. And I was kind of looking, I did, basic research. 2015, you won the title. 2016, 2017, it looks like you took the year off from chasing points. And then fourth, second, first on a mission, and you won the title. That's got to be pretty rewarding to have two championships in the last 6 years.
Well, I can only hear part of that. For some reason, the voice was gargled. I hope my viewers aren't getting that. However, 2015, we had a great year, and I can't say we're not lucky. We definitely are lucky. I take luck over skill anytime. But this year was something special with the COVID and everything. It's a lot of, we're going to run this race, or we're going to run that race. You don't know which direction you're going to. But I think it was the Dallas Double. The Dallas Double is what really made me believe that we had some type of chance, simply because 2 years in a row we won that Dallas Double. If you would have put $100 on me to win that 2 years in a row, both races, you'd win a Lexus dealership. I mean, the odds are astronomical. So with that, I said, well, maybe we got something here. We just kept plugging away, but I kept seeing my competitors, going around me, going above me, and I said, well, just maybe it's not meant to be. And lo and behold, some things changed around at the end of the year. We got the job done. But I got a great crew that comes with me to the races, and I can't say enough about them.
That's fantastic. Just so you know, on our end, you sound great. So just keep talking. We hear you. You sound perfect. Big moments of the season. You said people coming around, but you got quite a few wins this year. This was a strong year for you.
I'm trying to read your lips because I cannot hear what you're saying. It's gargled. I know you said something about 4. So I don't know what that was. But try it again, because the voice is coming in and out, and I can hardly hear what you're saying.
And of course, we tested. You had a great season.
Okay. A great season. Listen, luck has a lot to play in my season. I'm not going to deny it. Like I said before, luck, it's who you run, when you run them, at that one moment. I mean, you could win a round on a red light. Yes, the next guy you got to run next round goes 6,400 to beat his opponent. Now he's all beat up. If he goes red, it's a whole different outcome of the race. So it's a lot of luck involved. Of course, it's a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of luck involved.
Talk about Frank Aragona, last year's champion.
Listen, Frank is a thorn in my side for many years. He's a great competitor. He's got the funds, the car, the crew to get the job done. He's proven that 3 times now for sure as a national championship, which is unheard of. I mean, David Rampy and Bill Moropoulos are the only ones to ever win 3. So that's saying something in itself. For all the years of comp racing, they're the only 3 that's ever won 3. Doug Ingles, another great competitor. If I'd had to put my money on somebody to win this year, it was going to be Doug Ingles. And lo and behold, he had a misfortune in, I believe it was St. Louis, where he crashed his car. So he had a backup car, and I commend Doug for bringing the backup car and trying to win it, because I would have done the same thing if I could. But he had to go to a stick shift transmission. It was a little different for him. So he didn't get the job done like he had hoped to. And thank goodness for me. Again, luck.
You also won the Jegs All-Stars. That was a pretty big deal. Winning the Jegs
All-Stars. I've been in the finals. Been in the finals of that a couple of times. Never had got the job done. This year, we had a lot of fortune go my way. Again, luck. First round opponent broke. Second round opponent red lighted. Third round opponent, I finally got a win. I think he red lighted too. But anyway, finally it was. That's something that's on my wish board, if you will. But I can check that off. I think the other thing would probably be an Indy win, who just didn't happen for me this year. My own fault, but anyway, it didn't happen. And I've been runner-up twice in Indy, but I don't know why Indy is so important to a lot of races. I guess it's just the big go, the nature of it all. But it is something that's on my checklist, that if I ever accomplish that, I'd have to say, what more is there to do? I don't know. But we've been working on the car a lot, trying to gain a little performance advantage, and it's been showing. The 60-foot times have been coming down, and it's it's been relating to low ETs. So again, it's all hard work and a lot of luck.
What about the wheelies? When the way you launch the car?
I heard Alan Reinhardt on your show a couple weeks back, and he talked about the front end of my car. We've been working a lot on trying to get lower 60 foot, and with that comes planting the tire a little harder. And so with that, the front end starts raising. And we've been trying to find a good happy medium there, and I think we're close. But, we produce some foot times that's kind of unheard of. And I still don't totally believe them, but I think my lowest so far is 930. 930 is just unheard of for a front motor car. But, however, we did it, I think, twice. But anyway, it's weird to see a guy like Alan Reinhardt notice that. He's in a booth up there speaking about a lot of different races. Got a lot more things to worry about than my front end of my car. But it was good to hear that someone at least noticed that the car is leaving differently, and we've been working on it a lot.
Winning big.
Your picture right there is my crew, my two crew chiefs, really. Jimmy Dunn, who are instrumental in my car, going down the racetrack time and time again. Mark Jones, who travels with us most of the races, to most of the long races, really. Kurt Pietro, an old friend from years past, he comes in when he can, and he's a lot of help. And unfortunately, recently, day before, a guy by the name of Tippy Mistrick used to come with us, and he lost his battle with cancer. So rest in peace, Tippy Mistrick.
Absolutely. And so you sent a picture of your engine. I'm surprised. Not everybody will show the engine.
Actually, that's not my engine. That engine is Dean Carter's engine. I'm rebuilding it for him in a West Coast competitor that seems to be having a little bad luck, but it's going to be good. He's going to run good. But that's actually his engine. So I didn't show my engine.
Oh, all right. It looks great. All right. So tell me about the party afterwards. You guys celebrated.
Party afterwards. Great people, supporters of my racing. Bobby Noto and Sam Hickey. They threw together a Sunday brunch for me. We had like 22 people. The priest even came that married all my daughters and baptized all my grandchildren. And it was a really, really good event. I was so happy that everybody got together. We had, the room was a little small. I think we had 22 people. If they'd have left it up to me, I'd have had 42 people. I could never invite enough people. But they had to draw the line somewhere. So it was a great event, great food. We took pictures, and it just was really, really awesome. And I cannot thank them enough for their support and for what they did for me. Without a banquet this year, it was a little different, but it made up for it.
Tremendous. Tell us about Competition Eliminator and why it's cool. Let's see if he gets that one.
Why is it cool?
Why is Competition Eliminator cool?
I think you're saying why is Competition Eliminator so cool? And if you are, it's because I get to race against a guy like Raymond Martin with a 4-cylinder engine. And I get to race against Hemi, the guy Terry Smith, who beat up my index for me in Indy, but hey, he's trying to win a race. But there's so many different classes and cars you get to race against. Just because it's a never-ending challenge, a never-ending quest to find ways to go quicker and quicker and quicker. It's getting harder and harder and harder and more expensive. But, here lately the class is kind of dwindling down because you really can't buy the parts anymore. You can't buy the cylinder heads. So unless you have them already, you're not going to be able to build one of these cars. And that's the problem. But we'll address that at some point.
Absolutely. Craig, since we're having audio issues, I will allow you to go.
Freeze up on you?
A little bit, but we can still hear you. You did great lip reading. It's amazing. If you cannot hear me, I think you've done great. I better watch out.
I cannot hear you. Wait, let me stop you. I cannot hear you. Let me get another phone and see if I can hear the audio through another phone with a reply to what you're saying. Hold on one second.
That's it. Try it. Connect on the other phone. So I'm gonna remove him. I'm gonna put him down there. Craig Bourgeois is a lip reader. Do not say something around Craig Bourgeois that you don't want him to know what you're saying, because I am talk about like narrowing my interview skills to the core question, right? There's always a lot of fluff with my stuff. I'm always like, giving you a little and then making you think about it and then hitting you with the question. And this is just core question. I think he did great. If he wants to connect, that's fine. But I do think that Competition Eliminator is one of the categories of the most hardcore teams, drivers, and fans. Number one, there's on the fly math with the competition index correction rule, but it's out the back door, meaning there's no breakout. There's none of that. You might get beat up on the next round for your index, but the wide variety and creativity of cars, to me, is what's best about Competition Eliminator, whether you've got an altered or a supermod or an A Nostalgia dragster, or like Frankie's altered. He won a champ with the dragster and then won again with the altered. It's just a wide variety, and you just never know what you're going to see. I wonder if someday there will be electric cars in Competition Eliminator, pro stock trucks, pro modified, factory showdown cars, all available in Comp Eliminator. Let's see if he's back. Oh, but that's going to be delayed. Craig, just make a speech. You're hearing me now. Just make a speech. Thank all your friends. Tell them what's up, and I'll just let you have the floor, and that'll be that. Yeah, see, he's having a tough time of it.
This is going to...
Just make a speech. You're hearing me now. Just make a speech. Thank all your friends. Tell them what's up, and I'll just...
Quite honestly, like I said, my crew, I can't thank them enough. My family for supporting me doing something I love to do. The shop, the people that run my shop when I'm going, I can't thank them enough. There's so many people think Mickey Thompson Tires. I would not be here today if it wasn't for Mickey Thompson Tires. I really truly believe that. They've done so much for my program. The Stanfield Racing, Greg Stanfield, homes my blocks, does a tremendous job, and he never ever turns me down. I need it quick, he gets it quick. A1 Performance with the converters. My car is run like no other. That's all I'm gonna say about that. There's so many. I'm Felpro, Federal Mogul. So many people helped me along the way, and I cannot possibly thank them enough. And I know I'm forgetting some, but I'm always.
There you go. Craig, thank you for coming on WFO Radio. Congratulations on your championship. Great job this season. Always fun to watch you race, and good luck in 2021.
I'm going to need it. I haven't even taken my car off the trailer to start rebuilding it yet this week. Kind of getting over a little stomach virus, but I'll get through it. And it's coming out this week, and I'm looking forward to 2021.
Excellent.
Thank you again for having me, and thanks for the listeners.
Thank you very much. There he goes. Craig Bourgeois, the 2020 Lucas Oil Competition Eliminator World Champ. I'm talking about Thriller, who we lost last year, I guess. And amazing. And Craig, you did a great job, buddy. You did a great job fighting that internet, man. Fighting the internet. You got to just keep fighting. And he did a fantastic job reading lips and then coming back in. And that's just what I love to hear from everybody, that they're going to keep fighting to the end. Last week did that EPAR trade seminar where we did the Nitro Crew Chiefs, and Bobby Lagana was jumping on there, and it was a tough deal. Like his tech wouldn't work, and he fought, and eventually he won. He fought, and eventually he won, came on. It was like the big finish. Bobby Lagana coming on the show. Speaking of big finishes, this quick one today, because we're getting ready for Snake tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Don the Snake Prudhomme. Going to talk about the brand new book. Now, where can you get the book? If you go to WFOradio.com and click in our store, I've got a list of a whole bunch of Amazon products that I think are cool. And if you click one of those links, it'll go right to your Amazon cart. You add it to your cart and you're good to go. And that's how we're going to tell everybody to buy Snake's book and the Warren Johnson book that Kelly Wade is doing and a whole bunch of stuff. I even put that brand new air fryer that I'm supposed to get in there. And everything you hear talked about on WFO Radio will end up there at some point. Now, this is your chance to put some comments in the comments sections. For instance, can't mess with them boys from Nolans. Am I saying that right? Nolans? I got called out for saying it Norlands, right? That's wrong. And so, a lot of great racers down there. Craig, and I think about the Tonglets, and there's just endless great racers from that part of the country. And, Jerry Savoy, they do, a lot of motorcycle guys do a great job bringing it, frankly, bringing it in terms of competition and having quick and fast cars. Once again, I want to remind you guys about the people who make it possible for us to do this show. These folks, Total Seal Piston Rings, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, samtech.edu, Marvin Rodak's Coffee, and big support from the folks at Santa Cora USA this year, who jumped on board and in many ways helped the sport keep going. They supported WFO Radio throughout the month of October. I want to give them a shout out. And thank you. In 2021, we're going to be bringing it bigger and better than ever, of course, and a lot of fun stuff. I'll give you an example. Tomorrow, Snake's on. Then we're going to call it a weekend and just drop Mike after Snake. But then next week, we've got a bunch of stuff. And I think on Thursday, we're going to have our WFO Radio holiday party, which is just basically going to be an extended happy hour with a lot of chaos going on. Let's just put it that way. A lot of chaos. So keep it locked, like our Facebook page, like our Facebook group. Now, someone asked early on, what's up with this gear, right? My great friend Carlos Hawkins made these before he went up to the Indy 500 a couple of years ago. These are 3 of these that exist. And so these are not yet available and maybe won't ever be. But got it on today as it is bitter cold here in South Florida. We cracked the 50s. I know, 50 degrees and freezing. But that will do it. Thank you to Craig Bourgeois. Craig Bourgeois joining us on the show. He did a great job. He fought through and came out on the other side. 2020 Lucas Oil Competition Eliminator World Champion. Really appreciate Craig coming on the show. All he does that wheels up. A Nostalgia Dragster goes toe-to-toe against Frankie Aragona to win the Mopar Express Lane NHRA Nationals from Houston Raceway Park, powered by Pennzoil. Goes on to win the title. Let's see. We are 50s in Minnesota and loving it. Yes, and we're 50s here in Florida. What's that telling you? No, I love it. Just got to get a little colder if we're going to kill all the iguanas, which is our big challenge down here. If you listen to the Ignition Show, you know that we have got an infestation of iguanas. And the only thing that can get rid of them is a cold snap of 45 and colder for at least 3 days. And we haven't had one of those in a decade or longer. So we got iguanas everywhere. And that's it. Let's see what Jeff says. The Part Trade event was great. Several of your guests did a nice job. Good content. Make sure you get to host next year. And happy hour to the front, says Jeff. Thank you very much, Jeff. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you and all you folks out there on WFO Radio. Remember, check the website, WFOradio.com. Figure out the best way for you to subscribe to the show. You can see all of our videos, all of our podcasts. Check out the Ignition Show, all the stuff going on in the WFO store. It is all there, WFOradio.com. Thanks to Craig Bourgeois for joining us on the show. We got Snake tomorrow. It's going to be great. And we'll see you next time right here on WFO Radio. Thanks, everyone. Snake tomorrow.
Subscribe to WFO Radio on iTunes. Never miss a show. And don't forget to write a review. WFO.